Okay, so I know it's been a while since I've fixed anything or done any videos, but I've been concentrating on the garden outside, and so cooking has been kind of on the fly, being able to do videos. So we're gonna make the easiest, most yummiest squash casserole you could ever imagine. Trust me. This is the ingredients. You need 4 cups of squash. It can be yellow squash, it can be green squash, it can be zucchini if you want. Thinly sliced like this, because as it cooks, it gets soft. You want a good soft squash. You don't want crunchy squash. Now, the way you ensure that you have a good thin squash, or a squash that's going to cook through all the way without any trouble, is you thinly slice it. What I do is I take my squash, cut it in 4s, and then cut it in 8s. So in order to make sure that your squash is sliced properly, these are all the ingredients I have up here. So let's go through the ingredients one more time before I get sidetracked again. 4 cups of your squash, cut it in half, cut it in 4ths, and then do little thin slices like this. And the way I do that is I always use a wide blade knife. As you can see, it's not a skinny blade knife, it's not a steak knife, it's a wider blade knife. I got this knife for 88 cents at Walmart. It's the best knife I own. So once you have your pieces of squash cut, and the way you cut them is this way. With the wide blade, it makes it easier. You just make really thin slices. Take your time. And that way, as this cooks down, it'll cook down faster for you. That's a lot much nicer to bite into a nice soft piece of squash casserole than one that's got crunchies to it. Now, for the same method, the other ingredient you need is a medium onion. Now, you can use a sweet onion, which a lot of people prefer, the sweet white onions. I do, but I don't have any sweet white onions on hand, so I'm using red onion. And you want to dice that up really well, but what I do is not only do I dice it, I thinly slice it just like the squash. So same way, I would cut the onion in half, take the outer peel off, and just go down. Make really super thin slices. Like this. Get off my knife. And you want to be careful as you get towards the end. And then you want to dice up these little thin layers. So I usually stack them back up like that. And then I'll go to the side and just cut in about 1/8 of an inch. Go all the way down the whole back side of it. Because there's some people who don't like onions, but they're very good for you. So this is a really sneaky way it enhances the flavor of the squash casserole, but also anybody that eats it doesn't know they're eating onions. So that's 1 medium onion. So you don't have to measure how much onion, just 1 medium-sized onion, which means an onion about yay big. Another ingredient is 2 eggs, 4 tablespoons of butter. 2 of them are going to be melted in a glass like this, and 1/2 cup of milk. Your sharp cheddar, now you can get it pre-grated or you can grate it yourself. I got this for $1.97 at Walmart. Sharp cheddar. I prefer the sharp cheddar, not the mild cheddar, because I think it gives it more oomph for the taste. The great thing about cheddar, or any cheese actually, if you buy it shredded like this, say they have a huge sale on shredded cheddar, shredded cheese period. Grab as many as you want. Throw them in your freezer. These are vacuum sealed packed. It'll be fine in the freezer for a good couple of months, and I'm sure you'll go through that in a couple of months like we do at our house. This is the block. You can also do the same thing with the block cheddar. Let's say you have recipes that only call for 1/2 cup. Take this block of cheddar, and a cup typically is half of one of these, which is 8 ounces when you shred it up. So you could divide this into 4, shrink wrap those, which I have a shrink wrapper. Would never live without one now that I've got one. Freeze them. Or you can freeze it just like this, take it out, take a good sharp knife and it'll cut through that frozen cheese, and then put the rest, wrap it up, put it back. So you can do your cheese that way. Cheese is the one thing, if you like it a lot and they have sales on it, get it and freeze it. So of this cheddar cheese, you're only going to need a cup of, you're going to need a cup of this shredded cheddar. So I have my shredded cheddar, got my onions prepped, I got my squash done, I got 2 tablespoons of butter melted. This is for the cracker crumbs. Ritz is the best, however, Kroger does have their own brand. Tastes just like Ritz, not as expensive. And you want a cup of crumbled crackers. So, didn't know exactly how much a cup was. So, it's about 3/4 of one of these sleeves. And they're packaged up just like Ritz crackers. And you can crush your crackers one of a couple ways. You can use a fork to do it. You can use a vacuum spoon to do it. You can use a potato masher to crumble your crackers. Or you can just do like I do. I just crunch it in my hands. Well, if you don't like to have your hands touching that stuff, you can put in rubber gloves. It's okay. Or latex gloves. So I just need a cup of this crunched up. And I'll be ready to assemble this squash casserole. I actually have an actual casserole dish, that's what this thing is called. This is a souffle dish or casserole dish. That's what I'm going to put my squash casserole in. So now I'm at 3/4 of the way down this sleeve. And this should be just about a cup. Oh yeah. 3/4 of a sleeve makes about a cup. You don't want any big chunky pieces in your breading, your cracker breading, as some people call it. So you want to mush it up as good as you can. 1 cup. All right. So when you're making squash casserole, you do have to sort of pre-cook. So you take your squash and you're going to put it in a big pan with 2 tablespoons of butter that has been melted. I've already got it preheated back here. I want to show you this pan though. It's a very deep skillet pan, as you can see, and the butter's nice and hot. You're going to saute this squash and the onion together in this pan for about 7 minutes. The reason why I use a deep pan is because it won't spill over as easily as you're using your spatula to stir it around. Put onions in there. And somewhere I have a spatula. Yep. And so you're going to just stir it around in there. I'll put my timer on for 7 minutes. Now you can go by 7 minutes, or you can actually go by when you start to see the onion become translucent, see-through. And the same thing with the squash. When the squash slices start looking kind of clear, then you know they've been sauteed longer. This is a medium-high heat, by the way. Keep that on medium-high heat. Keep an eye on it. And let that do its thing. And in the meantime, what I like to do is I like to take the eggs, 2 eggs, and whisk them with a wire whisk. I prefer the wire whisk because it breaks the egg yolk up and the white around it up a lot better. You can use the silicone ones or the plastic ones or whatever. but I prefer the wire whisk. The ones that are actually made out of metal wire. 2 eggs. That's why the squash is, you don't have to constantly watch, you just want to visit it every so often. And then to do whisking, you want to do it at an angle. It gives you a better angle of being able to whisk it. And so you want the eggs, whisked really well. And then you can add the cheese. So I need a cup of this. If I'm not mistaken. Yep. Cup of shredded cheddar. And that's exactly what I got today. I can use this 1 cup. This is 1 cup, right? Yep. This one's a lot easier to handle. I put 1 cup of cheddar cheese. Now there is airspace, so if it looks like a little bit more than a cup, that's okay. Cheesier the better in my book. And I'm going to take this whisk out, and I'm not going to use the whisk anymore because what will happen is the cheese will get stuck into the metal tines. So then what I typically will use is this spoon. You can use an actual spatula, and I'm going to mix the egg with the cheese right in here. Okay. Let me check on the squash in the back here, see where we are. It's getting there. Five minutes left on that. And this is all good to go, so I'm going to put away my crackers, put the cheese in the fridge. Oh, I know I need to cut in here is the milk. So we need the eggs, cheese, and milk. Half a cup. Half a cup of milk. And then we'll put some of this stuff away, and then we will get the squash when it's ready. Now the squash and the onion that's sauteing in the pan is just about ready. Onions are starting to get translucent, aka see-through. The squash pieces are starting to look soft and kind of like translucent. And that's what you want. Now you can really do a lot of things with a squash casserole. If you like hot and spicy, take a couple serrano peppers, chop them up, saute them. And you know what? I'm half in mind to do that. I think I have a pepper here that I can use. Let's see. Do I or don't I? I did. I don't see it anymore. Must be in the fridge. Let's see. Yep, there it is. So I have a little serrano pepper that I'm going to put in this stuff. Cut the end off. Actually, I think this is either a jalapeno or a serrano, one of the two. Either way, it's going to add a little bit of zip to the casserole. Now you want to cut the top off, put a slit down it, and then you want to get these seeds out. I save my seeds because I grow a garden, as you all know. Just like that. You can leave a couple seeds in there if you want to add a little extra heat. Contrary to popular belief, the heat is not in the skin, it's in the seeds. So I'm going to make really thin little slivers. And then I'm going to dice those slivers up. Just one will do it for this because this is like just a regular size casserole. You don't need much. When it comes to hot peppers, you don't need a lot. Okay. Teeny tiny little nice pieces. They're gonna go in there. At the last couple minutes, I'll put those in there. And because now should have put them in there in the beginning, but it was an afterthought. But afterthoughts are okay. It doesn't hurt to cook them a couple more minutes. And then we will put this right smack dab. Now, typically you add this to the egg mixture. And you can do it that way, or you can put everything in the dish that you're going to cook it in, which is the casserole dish. And that's typically what I do. These little guys are so tiny, they'll cook up just fine. So I want to show you. Now this goes in the oven at 350 for about an hour. And this is what I mean by squash being translucent. I don't know if y'all can see, it's like not solid. It's kind of like that color. I'm going to take this hot mixture, and this is going to go in with the eggs and the milk and the cheese. And it goes right in there, piping hot. And you want to stir that. That's why I said I do not use the whisk for this step, because all this food gets stuck in it. So you want to stir it around in there real good. So it'll start to like kind of pre-cooked. Melts the cheese down real well. I use a metal bowl for that reason. I want that cheese to get good and melty. Melty, that's not a word, is it? It could be. Then you're going to take that, the dish that you're going to use to serve it out of. You want to scoop that in there. That cheese that came in from the bottom off of there. That's funny. Guess all the cheese sank to the bottom of the bowl. But that's quite alright. Stir it in. And then I'm going to take these cracker crumbs and drizzle that butter on them. Instead of using a fork, I'm going to use a knife, stir it up real good. Coat them with that butter. And then, once they're coated real good, sprinkle it on top. Spread that a little bit. I'm going to cover up the squash and the onion so they're not peeking through. So it's 45 to 50 minutes at 350 degrees. And when it comes out, this will be all crispy golden brown on top. In the oven. Put that in there. Timer, please. There we go. So that is the easiest, cheesiest squash casserole recipe that I have ever made. I hope you try it. Yes, I had these on first because it's kind of bright. And then let me know in the comments how it turned out. I'm going to try to do more cooking videos now that it's over 90 degrees here, has been for several days. And so it's really hard to like get in the kitchen when all you want to do is eat watermelon, right? So have a blessed day. Have some fun cooking. Barefoot, of course. I don't have any shoes on.